two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me, and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. What is up, little biscuits and sun-dried tomatoes? This is your boy Eddie Collins with another Patriot Friday. This one's with a special fan, Simba. How the hell you doing?
Bro, I'm wonderful. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm glad you smiling. You say you're wonderful. I haven't used that. I haven't heard that expression from a black man in a long time. Wonderful.
Yeah, I just told you. I mean, off mic, I said I just moved out the hood, so everything is wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, so what's that like? Are you surrounded by white people now, or is it at least a good mix?
It's a mix.
Okay.
Bigger houses, but it's still colorful out here.
Bigger houses, but still colorful. Okay, what's the food delivery situation like?
Oh, it's everything around here.
Okay,
we found a soul food restaurant that we do every Sunday. Oxtails and turkey necks and turkey wings, and yeah, we're good.
Okay, and it's not too expensive because oxtails out here are like really expensive in New York.
It's a whole dinner, so it's not the Jamaican oxtails. It's the black oxtails, so it's a little bit. It's about the same price. It just cooked differently.
Yeah, it's cooked. I was gonna say something real fucked up because, Black Americans, we be lazy sometimes. So we like, how can we expedite this brewing of the oxtail and shit?
Yeah, they do it. They probably cook it on Monday.
It's just reheat it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just got the little lights and stuff. But I think the first question for you is, how did you come upon Medium Popcorn? Like, what was the thing that hooked you on the show?
The theme song. I'm so big on theme songs. I do a pod, and the first thing before I even started, I was like, I need a theme song. And yeah, the theme song, the comedy just in the theme song. I walk around singing that.
Yeah, a lot of people do, including our white listeners, which is not great as long as they're not saying it out loud, but it's still uncomfortable to think about.
I think if I was around a white person, they said, we're just two niggas strong. Like I would take pause, but then I'd probably sing along with them. But after we finish, I'll say, don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again. But you have to sing along. It's infectious.
Yeah, I mean, it's very catchy. I mean, we got, obviously not trying to get in some legal trouble, but we were heavily inspired. Heavily inspired by a catchy beat. And we just kind of ran with it. And Justin, he's got that falsetto. And me, I got the ad libs like I'm Diddy back in the 90s and shit. So
yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason for anything. Any of the theme songs, there's no rhyme or reason for anything I'm saying.
You put on your shiny suit when you made that?
I didn't have one at the time, but I had one for the theme song for Patreon.
Oh yeah,
I was wearing some shiny.
I should have worn my Golden Girl shirt.
Yeah. Okay, that's dope. So the theme song and then the comedy was just extra.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. I said this because I let my wife listen to it. It was, this should win a podcast award, a podcasty or whatever, for the horniest movie podcast that I've ever heard in my life.
Wow. Okay.
Which is why I picked this movie.
Well, yeah, I was just, as soon as you said that, I was like, well, I mean, this is going to be a hell of an episode then, because yeah, there's I don't think
I know what you guys like. I
don't think Creepy Brandon will come out for this, but there's a possibility. There is a possibility.
There was two movies on my list. I may not tell you. I mean, I'll tell you, but it was this and Spring Breakers. Those two movies people hate, and I love them exponentially.
Ironically, they both star Vanessa Hudgens, who
that's what I said too. I said that too.
I mean, I follow her on Instagram, and Lordy, she
Yes.
Spring
She
Breakers
can't
is the
act.
better
She
movie
can't act
for
at
it.
all. Yeah, she can't act at all.
Does she?
I mean,
I don't think she needs to.
she kind of has to. After the High School Musical, you got to step up your game. Like Zac Efron is at least trying, you know what I mean? But Vanessa Hudgens, I think she did that J-Lo movie, and then she did this one movie with when she was like a drug addict, and I was like, this is not the way.
But she's Vanessa Hudgens. She's fine. She doesn't have to.
Is she fine though? I feel like the more I learn about how much money these actors are making, the more I'm like, oh, I wonder if they got fucked on that Disney deal.
No, I mean her face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not getting into the SAG after thing. She's a beautiful woman. She's perfectly fine. She's okay.
Oh yeah. You're right. I thought you meant like, she's fine as an actress. I was like, hey, I mean, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? But we do have Justin joining shortly. He just came into the lab and everything like that. But so Spring Breakers, that was a good episode. Is there any moment of the podcast where you were like, God damn, like these guys are out of control? Because you mentioned like we're the horniest movie review podcast, but was there a specific episode or moment where you're like, these niggas are out of control?
It's Last Holiday.
Last Holiday, okay.
Last Holiday is my favorite episode. Me and my wife walk around the house just saying Lampeter's disease. Lampeter's disease. And I up and quit my job. Job. That section of the pod was, I died I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe.
Neither could
The
Justin
up and quit
my
job. The up and quit my job. No, it was over for me. It was over for me.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have Justin on in a few, like I said. But in the meantime,
and I think that Queen Latifah and LL Cool J are the same person, but that's a different story. That's for a different podcast.
I don't know about that, but they had some of the craziest fucking chemistry I've ever seen in a romantic comedy.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Like his whole LL Cool J's whole vibe in that movie is very threatening and sinister. It's not like if I ever get an opportunity to meet him, I'm gonna be like, what happened? What happened with that performance? What was going on?
But so was hers in a creepy way. Like her
she was just fucking
book,
crazy.
Like, yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, it gave that movie definitely is about two serial killers that are trying to come together. They just don't know that the other person is a serial killer. It's like the opposite of a Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Exactly.
Fucking crazy.
Exactly.
But we are talking about Sucker Punch for this Patriot Friday, and you kind of hinted as to why you chose this movie, but is it just because it's horny and you wanted to?
No, I legitimately love this movie. I legitimately love this movie. And I knew that y'all would hate it, and I knew that y'all are horny bastards. So we can. It's so much intertwined to where this is going to be a chaotic episode if done right.
First of all, I just want to say, Simba, thank you for waiting for me to come in here to say something that fucking mad, because that movie is god awful. God awful. But also I just want to say thank you for being on today, brother. Sorry for my tardiness. I hit some traffic coming in, but I'm here because Lord knows I could not miss a review of this wild ass film of this young woman losing her fucking mind. White women crazy. White women are crazy.
Well, it's also like they had so many white women at their disposal for this movie, and the star is Emily Browning, who's the least interesting actress out of all of this entire damn cast, and she looks. I know that her character is supposed to be kind of vacant because she's just been through so much and shit, but she was terrible. She's a terrible lead. Like I was furious. I was like, you have Vanessa Hudgens, you have Abby Cornish, you have Jamie Chung.
Yep.
Give one of them the leads. Let her be like the fucking secondary character that they'll get nothing to do until get shot by Oscar Isaac and Mascara. But, you know what I mean?
But
like,
hold on, Brandon. I gotta say, there was something enticing about this milky white / Asian woman, because you could hardly tell because she was dressed like a geisha doll this entire film. I feel like she was an Asian face. yellow face, one might say. And but there was something enticing. Like, yeah, it was weird, but it worked. It worked for this. But again, very much an Asian face this entire film. Is it Asian face or is it yellow face?
I don't know.
I feel like
stop saying either. I don't want to get canceled. Simba's like, you guys should be up for podcast awards. I'm like, now with this attitude,
man, you know me. I come in.
It's like the Razzie. Was it the Razzies?
Mm-hmm.
There should be a Razzie for podcast, and y'all will win every year. I swear.
Wait, that's not good.
No, it is. It is. It is good.
Well, you know what? I would say that we're sometimes we say some of the most wild shit on our podcast, which
That's
then
facts.
with it should then be a section. It should then be a section in the Razzies for the wildest shit.
Yeah. Y'all would win every single year.
I mean,
I'm voting personally. I'm gonna join the guild just so I can vote for this.
I mean, I understand, man. I mean, come on. I mean, the only good there's two saving graces for me about this movie. I mean, it's still dog shit.
What?
The visuals are fucking cool. There's some really cool visuals in here.
Yeah, these random war scenes.
But they look cool. They look fucking cool. But two, Carla Gugino, or however you say her name, everything I see her in, I'm just like, yo, if I had a jar of honey and 5 minutes, I would make that lady come so many times. You don't understand.
That's graphic. That's graphic.
And that's why we're doing Sucker Punch.
All right, who exactly is that actress? What does she play?
That's the Russian dance teacher, or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Russian Gina Davis.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything.
She made me tingle.
Entourage.
She made me tingle down
like every time I've seen her, I just was like, yo, like, bring it on, baby. Bring it on. But
yeah, but I'd like to be inside of her, inside of somebody else, inside, those Russian little dolls.
You Russian dolls. Okay.
That was wild.
I mean, Jamie Chung is also really hot in this too.
Yeah, she was.
But my whole thing is Zack Snyder must be a hell of a communicator and inspirer, because the cast that he gets for these fucking the cast that he gets for these movies and the commitment that they give, like every actor that talks about working on a Zack Snyder movie is under the impression that they're making something really cool and really good. Every movie, like whether it's the cast from Watchmen, 300, Sucker Punch, Batman v Superman, everyone's always like, well, I thought it was good when we were making it. So what happens between the people that get cast and fuck with him on set and believing in his vision, even after the movie is rated dog shit by critics and stuff, they're still like, I liked it. Like, what is it about him that like
Warner
actors
Brothers
seem to get? Just Warner Brothers, the money.
Yeah, Warner Brothers. There's a point in the beginning of the movie, right when they get out of that first little scene, and she says, "I said this is a direct note from the studio." They said, "Don't you get the point of this? It's to turn people on. I get the sexy little schoolgirl. I even get the helpless mental patient. That could be hot. But what is this? Lobotomized vegetable? How about a little more commercial, for God's sake?" I was like, that's what Warner Brothers said to Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
It's like, we're trying to make this, he's trying to make this empowering movie for women and all this other stuff. The Warner Brothers is like, the first 5 minutes, kids are getting raped, murdered, and
yeah, that was
lobotomized. It's like, what?
That's it was wild.
Some of them want to abuse you. I was just like, Jesus Christ.
That's actually Baby Doll singing that. She sang the music through it.
Oh, you mean the actress Emily?
Yes,
Browning?
Emily. Yeah.
Wow. What I really would like to have seen in this film, though, is what the actual dance that she was doing when she was seeing these fucking war crime.
She looked ridiculous.
Yeah,
she looked like Taylor Swift at her. Yeah, she looked like Taylor Swift. I can only imagine her looking like Taylor Swift. And they're like, oh my God, yes. Like, nah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The whole like fantasy and how long those fight scenes were and how elaborate they were. I was like, what the fuck are they doing in the real world to illustrate this? Like when she's getting the stuff from the dude's pocket, and it's like the war, like they're in the fucking trenches and shit. I'm like, what does this have to do with just pickpocketing this nigga?
No, but so when this is going on, that means this bitch is just popping and locking on the other side. It's just, it makes no fucking sense. It makes zero fucking sense.
Yeah.
That's what I was just like, what's real? I wish that they just like brought us back to reality just to see the god awful moves that she was pulling off.
Because everyone, like, they come out into the real world, everyone's like, oh my God.
Yeah, everybody's horny.
Everyone's like, what was that? My nipples are hard. And I'm like, what did she do? Because again, she looks weird to me. I don't know. I just like, there was something about her makeup and the way she was shut, and they call her baby doll, which is just creepy.
Well, because she looks literally,
she looks like a porcelain doll. Yes, absolutely. But it's
that milky white skin.
But like, also, folks, we're in a fantasy world within a fantasy world when we have even those scenes, right?
Yeah.
Because
the
when they
whole
show
thing
her,
is a fantasy.
So because when we show her in the real world at the end, like Oscar Isaacs is fucking drapes and shit. Like
it's not the real world, though.
Okay, wait. The
None of it
Asylum,
is real. None of it is real.
No, the Insane Asylum at the
real.
end, that's real.
None of it is real.
All
of it is Sweet Pea's lobotomy. That's the movie. The whole movie is Sweet Pea's brain processing her lobotomy.
Yes. And that's true. But this we're talking about after her lobotomy. Yeah. At the end, like that's the real world per se. So
Sweet Pea is Abby Cornish, not Baby Doll.
It is not. It is not. That's what I'm saying. The baby doll is a figment of Sweet Pea's imagination. When she gets on the bus, she is lobotomized. This is Sweet Pea's brain that we're in.
I didn't get
we're not Baby Doll at all. Baby Doll.
Oh, you did. No, yes. Yeah, no, I get that.
Wait, what the fuck are you guys saying? Hold on. Wait, no, hold on.
Hold on, Brandon. Time out.
Wait a goddamn minute.
Let's take a walk back.
Okay,
let's take a walk back.
Right. I'm ready.
No.
I told you I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to argue.
So I think Simba and you and I are saying the same thing, though. You and I are saying this. No, hold on.
We're not.
Because this whole thing of the baby girl shit and her doing the fucking dances and all that kind of bullshit and all these dudes jacking off under the table, that is all in her head. That is 100% in her head.
Yeah, the fantasy stuff, right?
Yeah, that's all the fantasy stuff.
Okay.
But at the very, very end of the movie, where Oscar Isaac gets pulled out of the room because he wants to kill this woman.
Well, he wants to fuck her and then
no, he wants to kill her because she tried to stab him in the neck.
Yeah, that bad is like
that part is actually the real world,
and I'm saying it's not.
Okay, now you're being crazy because that is the.
So Justin and I are saying the same thing. What is your evidence?
Does not exist. Okay, the movie starts.
Some of them want.
Right? The curtain is open. What I'm saying is the only person that truly exists is Sweet Pea, which is the one who goes to the bus.
Away, Abby Cornish,
right? And I'm saying that is not the real world. That is her in her lobotomized state. So what we see as Baby Doll in the scenes that you're talking about is actually lobotomized Sweet Pea.
But why would she create this Baby Doll character though? That don't make no in the backstory with the little sister.
Because she says in the narration in the beginning, it's like we have these angels. Could be an old man, could be a little girl. All of that is a part of Sweet Pea's psyche.
I don't know, man. I think you're giving Zack Snyder too much credit. I think you're going to an extra Matrix layer.
But that's a level that is misunderstood about the movie, which is why a lot of people hate it.
I mean, that would make it better.
Yeah,
Because
I
he
would hate
doesn't.
it
It
even
doesn't.
more.
They are. She's in this quote unquote real world, but it still looks like this weird that the scene in Justice League with when
Batman.
with Batman and Joker. It looks
Yeah.
like that. And I wrote down. I was like, is this old nigga God?
Oh, you mean the Scott Glenn character?
Yeah. He's
yeah.
like.
Well, I was just like, I don't know what the fuck he's supposed to do, but
No,
like all these creepy
he's
old
the
white
angel.
guys.
They're the angels. They're she's lobotomized.
So he's taking her off to heaven.
And she, like at the end,
With the bus and
the Gina Davis character, she says she's like she's been here for a week. She stabbed an orderly. She did all these things. She stole all these things. This was just her and her plan. Her sister has been dead. She killed her sister. But
Got
to
it.
rationalize it, she sees her sister die by that fat guy stabbing her. But she's in that insane asylum because she killed her sister.
Hold on. Simba, so is this a theory you created, or is this like actually written down and confirmed by Zack Snyder?
I've never spoken to Zack Snyder.
Oh, so what you're saying is this may be nigga babble.
It's all conjecture. It's all conjecture. But
okay. Well,
it's
that's
all
fine.
conjecture.
Okay.
If that's your interpretation, cool. Because I'm very okay.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's yeah. So to watch it on for face value, what everything you're saying is true.
But that's the thing is like I don't know why you would want to do more than face value on this. I mean, it literally is like these good-looking women in sepia tones getting to be badass, and then they wearing skirts. For me, I was kind of like, I don't know what the point of this is. I think he was trying to go deeper, but for me, like even the eye candy can't save it though, because it's almost 2 hours and it's just madness. Then we end with a lobotomy, which is a very graphic thing. We don't see the whole thing happening, but it's so brutal.
Right.
It's like Jesus Christ. And then John Hamm, who always was like he has to take a shit.
He's like, well, damn, you see the way that bitch look at me?
There's also a extended version of it. There's a Snyder cut version of this.
Is that 4 hours?
Wait,
too,
so
like
in the extended like version, do we actually see ass? Because it seems like they were just trying to make they're trying to make somebody in a basement jack off.
Well,
that's what it seemed.
I forgot that there was an extended cut. So when I was watching in the theaters, I saw probably the version you watched. And then one random night I saw the extended cut. And there's a scene after Baby Doll lets her free. She, instead of getting punched in the face and that being the lobotomy, she gets taken to John Hamm. And he's the big spender. He's the high the high roller.
The high roller.
And John Hamm becomes the Rizzler, and he just talks her out of her panties. He's like, these things are supposed to be non-consensual, but I want to make you want me. So, and he's just risen her up to where she comes and starts making love with him. And then that becomes the lobotomy. And that's why he says, did you see it? Did you see what she looked like? Did anybody see what she was? She looked like
she was eye fucking him. That's why.
She was telling her, I want this lobotomy to happen. This is the only way I could be free.
Yeah,
okay, so make it any better. So he's straight up Andrew Tated.
Oh my God.
Oh boy. The views of Justin Brown do not reflect the views of Eddie or Brandon Collins.
No, the views of Andrew Tate do not reflect the views of Medium Popcorn.
Okay. How does Zack Snyder convince Warner Brothers to give him all this money just to make this Alice in Wonderland like in prison story? Because I guess
he got a bunch of like very attractive women to do some crazy shit, and some dudes just like, yeah. I mean, maybe in my mind, in their lobotomized mind, they get to fuck one of these women, so they're gonna go out and buy a ticket. That's what this is all about. This is nothing but just fluff.
I was gonna say nigga battle, but there's no black people in this. So.
Yeah, there's not.
There
is.
Oscar Gomez Adams has a little nigger boy. He says when he kills everybody, he goes, "I hate guns," and then he passes the gun off to his black man.
Oh yeah.
They could have got a black actress.
But oh no, yeah, he did have lines right at the end. He's like, I ain't trying to hurt any girls anymore. I'm just like, listen, you R. Kelly.
Yeah, I hated that line. That was so stupid. I'm like, after all this shit y'all done,
yeah.
Now you like, hey, we done. We don't want to do this no more. They could have got like Megan Good or somebody like that to fill in the cast. Imagine a Megan Good as Baby Doll, because she could have pulled it off. And you get some chocolate in there, man. This would have been like all the men would have jerked off this movie.
No,
just stick to white women being victimized.
Yeah,
oh
and
Jesus.
Yeah. I think we're good on that. We don't have to bring the goodness of Megan Good into this film.
I mean,
this wasn't made for us.
That's true. This is definitely black folks definitely in the movie. Like, what the fuck, nigga? What are you doing?
Justin, aren't you a sword nigga?
Oh yeah. I'm a sword wielding nigga.
A sword nigga. So her moves. What do you think about her samurai moves?
I mean, I thought it was dope. I thought like the fighting aspect of this, and her wielding that sword, her kind of in the courtyard and going against like the monster from Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, fucking Raiden, and I forgot what the last one. I thought like that was pretty cool.
She slipped a throw of a dragon. That was hardcore.
Yeah, it was wild. Damn. And then reaches into that shit and pull out its fucking like firebox.
Again, in the real world. In the real world, what the fuck are they doing? That's what I was like. What is the equivalent of a real world slitting the throat?
Well, it's just like, yeah, you got to find the baby dragon. You're gonna have to slit its throat. Reach in. It's like, wait a second. Did she just kill a baby?
No, I feel like she just like she just got like a sponge or something like that. And just
no, but Brandon, if you think about it, she may have killed a baby, because you think so. She's in a mental asylum, right? There could be a pregnant woman in there.
What?
And she took the baby and cut the baby. But that's, if you're looking at it the way that this thing kind of sets everything up in the real world, it's highly likely that's what happened. I know, no, but it's nuts.
That's not what happened, dude.
In the real world, they weren't even dancing or getting.
No, but she had to be doing something, and that's the thing. That's the thing that's bothering. That's what's nuts for me.
She was getting molested, Justin.
No, I don't.
No, I think
because all of this happens inside the asylum.
Yeah, they were. So,
but yeah, why would you be dancing with the asylum?
And rich people will go to the insane asylums for the young girls, that's what was actually happening.
This is like an Inception
thing. Her eyes, she was getting molested, and then in her brain, she says, "Okay, well, I guess I'm dancing," and then goes into a deeper like, we're killing zombies.
It goes deep.
So what you're saying is all of these scenes, these war scenes, and the dance, she's really dancing on dick.
Yeah, she's going to work balls.
Oh no! Oh God! This got so dark.
So the dragon she slipped is probably
exactly, Justin. Exactly.
And so what you're saying is,
and then Oscar Isaac is in the corner watching.
So what you're saying is, when she slit open that baby dragon, she slit open the nigga's sack.
Oh my nuts! I don't want to talk about this no more. Stop.
She did something to a sack. She maybe didn't slit it open.
No. She fucked up somebody's baby arm. If you know, if we're making this connection.
But if she hit the two sacks together and it exploded, what do you think that is?
Oh no. Oh wait. All right. Hold on.
You gotta think. You gotta think. You got more.
No, but after she cut some dude's dick, and then she grabbed his nuts and went.
She grabbed his nuts. Yes.
So,
he's bleeding everywhere.
He ain't nothing. He ain't nothing. That's just the pain and the blood just in the air. And then the dragon breathing on him or breathing on them was basically the full strong arm of security coming down on her.
I think you got it. I think
holy
you and Zack
shit,
Snyder are on the same page now. This is what I wanted to tell y'all. You just have to think an extra level.
But listen,
and you get it.
This takes place in the 1960s. If that was legit happening, then you know damn well they would have taken her down to the docks and beat her to death. You know?
They would have fucking soap and fucking
Socks and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, because the Oscar Isaac only getting paid $2,000 to get her all fucked up, get her raped, and get her a lobotomy.
Now, mind you guys, we're not making light of rape and any of this stuff going on because we don't want to do that. That shit is not funny. It's I know I'm laughing right now, but it's not funny. It's not funny. It's not cool.
This was the movie.
Yeah. So, but
that just fucked me up. This
them,
thing is just fucked me up.
Them bringing it to light in this manner is absolutely mad.
I also feel like there might be some racial connotations with this shit now. Like when she's fighting the samurai, is she fucking Asian men? You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's all kinds of problematic elements to this now.
It was three of them.
Oh my god,
she's fighting off three niggas. She's fucking three dicks at the same time.
You gotta use your brains, man.
Ooh.
I wish I could screenshot
and this is written by two,
no.
And this was written by two men too. Man, this is like all kinds of
this ain't cool. This ain't fucking cool.
This is a fucked up inception, bro. This is real bad.
AKA, hold on, who's the nigga that wrote this shit?
Zack Snyder and Steve Shibuya.
Zach wrote it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
What did he do? How did he pitch people in this shit?
So basically, Zack Snyder, them motherfuckers, we need to start asking some questions. We need to start asking some questions because Zach, bro.
He said it was a short. He wrote a short about a woman who was forced to dance, and when she closed her eyes, she went on an adventure, and from there, he just kept building them.
Yeah, he probably should have tapered back a little bit. He probably should taper back a little bit because this, now once you get that revelation that you brought to the table, which Simba, how dare you?
Hey, man.
This is really fucking dark. This is extremely dark, and I like it even less.
Oh, I hated this movie, and now that we because I feel like years ago, because this came out in 2011, I think years ago I read something to what Simba was saying about like the different levels and how what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
And so for me, now, thinking about
real and clap your hands.
It's just fucking bonkers, man. And these poor women, they thought they were making something good. Like Jenna Malone, according to UBS research, was so upset by the film's poor reception that she nearly quit acting. Emily Browning, before the movie, was seriously considering giving up acting, but then Zack Snyder convinced her to stick with it. This is an example of a nigga setting somebody up for failure. It's like when I told my white friend Joe, yeah, man, you can dance hip hop in my Kanye West song. And when I was in college, and he looked terrible. He looked crazy because he's a white boy trying to do some pop and lock and shit. I set my boy up for failure, all because I wanted to hang out with my friend.
I don't know where you go with that thing. I don't know where that was. I don't know where
call your boy. Call your boy and tell him sorry.
Because I don't know how you get the plight of your friend dancing to Kanye West with these women being brutalized in the mental facility by fucking businessmen and high-powered.
I also think that it had to do a lot with Zach. A couple of things. The Zack Snyder of it all, and people
the horniness.
Yeah, I think
didn't even get ass shot though.
I think this was shot less horny than Michael Bay films.
Simba, I was literally thinking if Michael Bay shot this movie,
there'd be ass shots.
Holy
exactly.
shit! Also, I feel like these girls would be just a little bit younger because Michael Bay has a level of creepiness.
Oh yeah, especially if he got
definitely
older, like with that Transformers movie with Mark Wahlberg's daughter, and she's
Yeah, that
skinny
was
as hell. She had
weird.
no ass, and he had an ass shot of her. I was like, now this is weird.
He said, "This one's for you, Sandusky."
And they kept telling us she was a minor, and it's like, what's wrong?
Oh yeah, they're like, why does everyone want to
bro?
fuck this minor?
Yeah, what's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah.
But also, it's like,
Yeah, the Zack Snyder of it, and it's also we weren't at a place then.
We are
When it
more
comes-
conscious of
Exactly when it comes to the dark part of it. I think we'd probably be more receptive with how women, I guess, are perceived in Hollywood and in the movies, because fanboys were the same people that were upset, sans U2, are dudes who never had a chick before, and they're just angry at seeing women fight and shoot guns and do. They did all their own stunts. Like, they bodied this movie. Outside, everybody, the biggest problem that people have about this movie is like, oh, there's no character development. We don't see anybody. We don't know who these characters are. But the actors themselves did tons of work to be as fire as this movie was.
Well, no, I will give them that. I think they did a great job with the physicality of it, and they also look great doing it.
Yeah,
I mean, the cast looks beautiful, like in all beats of this film. So, like, you know, I have nothing bad to say about that. But I think the story is god awful.
Because you didn't understand it.
Well, I mean, but even now that I more understand it, I still think it's god awful, because the fact is that, you know, we weren't picking that up, and that wasn't more clear. I think that lends to kind of disjointed writing.
Yeah, I mean, Zack Snyder's never been known for his writing, except for the only good script he ever did, I think, was Dawn of the Dead, and actually, I think that's James Gunn who wrote that script. So, you know, it's like Zack Snyder is just, I don't get it, because he must do something. I don't know. Maybe he's a fucking voodoo doctor or some shit, and he can put a spell on you, and that's what makes you convinced to do his shit. Because he always convinces people willfully to do his like bidding and fulfill his vision, and then it's just fucking crazy.
You know what? Listen, I'm sitting here looking at a picture of Zack Snyder right now at the ripe age of 57 years old, and he's actually a pretty decent looking man. So
you think he's fucking everybody?
I'm thinking he's either licking or sticking, one or the other.
He's like, hey, Batfoot, come and get some of this Snyder cut.
Mm-hmm.
Get the real thing.
What it is, ho, and what's up?
Okay.
Can a nigga get?
So Lluvia's research about the physicality.
This Snyder cut is why I believe this podcast is amazing. Like, what?
Lluvia did find out that each of the lead girls had to undergo strict physical training, which involved doing deadlifts of up to 211 pounds. Several months before shooting, Vanessa Hudgens called the period tormenting and said she broke down multiple times. In scenes where she's been seen crying, she actually brought out moments for those sessions.
Well, I mean, listen.
I mean, if you have a trainer,
200. Wait. You said squatting or deadlifting?
Deadlifts.
Deadlift.
Okay. Okay.
Rocky.
Because I was about to say squats is like, that ain't shit. Y'all should be able to do that. But deadlifts, that's not easy. That's not
the girl
easy.
To play Rocky. I watched her lift, I believe, 230 pounds. She's probably 87 pounds.
Oh, Jenna Malone? Yeah, she looked like she'd been fucking some shit up in the gym.
Yeah.
But that's the thing too, is like, you know, it sucks because if you work that hard and then like you had the premiere for this movie, and it's like, I imagine, like, you know, the way the cast and the disaster artists when they were watching The Room, you just like, you're so excited that you sit down, the credits start going, and then the movie starts, and then you looking around, you're like, oh no. You just slowly start seeing the audience losing it.
But think about this. Now, take a step away from this and think about how much work these young ladies did to get prepared for this role and all that. And now put that into somebody who's in a superhero movie that has to be in a peak physical condition, and like 8 months of being with the trainer. And then to reprise that character every few months or every other year or something like that. And then to be in a trash ass DC film over and over again, that must fuck up your mental.
That's why Ben Affleck quit. He was like, you know what? I love Batman. I would play Batman until the end of time if I could. But I gotta stop. This nigga's trying to kill me.
I said, how many in a Marvel movie, how many takes how many cuts would happen with Scarlett Johansson, you know, when she does her little leg move around move? How many cuts is that? I was like, at least 12 or 13. It was like in Taken 3 when Liam Neeson jump that fence, and it was like 12 cuts for him to jump in the fence. I said the cuts were actually making contact and really actually fighting these people. The cuts were amazing. There was John Wick out here. It was crazy.
Let me tell you guys a story. I made a short film. It was like, and I made a short film years ago when I first started acting, and I was doing I did a lot of like the stunt choreography for it and shit like that. So like I planned a whole fight scene and shit like that. So we're fighting on a roof in Brooklyn. The scene looked fucking dope. I had this fight scene which was crazy. In it, I throw a punch at this dude. He fucking, he dodges the punch, grabs over, and hit tosses me onto the roof. Now, because of the way it was shot, we didn't have space, and because also there's low budget thing, we didn't have the space to film that with a crash pad. So I'm just being fucking hip thrown onto a fucking roof, an actual roof in Brooklyn. He's like, oh man, I didn't quite get that shit. About 10 to 15 times, I'm just being dropped on my fucking ass actually dropped on my side on a roof. And I'm just like, nigga, did you get it?
Dropped on your ass, dropped on the side. Dropped on your ass, dropped on the side.
I remember leaving that day being fucking sore as fuck.
You probably walking like you got fucked.
And guess what happened? That shit
cut?
never, hold on. Let's take a step back. No, I didn't walk like I got fucked. Stop that, Brandon. Stop that.
Are you man enough? Are you man enough to fight for niggas for me?
So, and the crazy thing about that was that guy never finished that film. Never saw it.
So just random footage of you fighting.
Yeah, random footage of me fighting some nigga that never went anywhere. So, but like that's the bullshit of the acting game. Like you may do something and nobody's ever gonna fucking see it. It's sitting in a motherfucker's can somewhere in Brooklyn right now. If I find that nigga, I'm gonna fight him. I'm gonna fight that motherfucker.
Throw your ass on another roof.
Oh my god.
So upsetting. But like, yeah, like that shit's like, it's crazy and it's a lot of work. And but mind you, most likely you had a lot of stunt people working on this. Obviously a lot of stunt people working in Marvel and stuff like that. But even for them to do all this shit and them knowing how to fall and all that to kind of minimize the damage, like that shit still hurt. It's like people saying, oh, wrestling ain't real. Nigga fell off a goddamn ladder. There's no way to fake falling off a ladder.
Written.
Yeah, exactly. The ending is real, is fake, but that fall, that concussion, that shit is real.
I was gonna say, I mean, like, yeah, you a low budget, you ain't got no insurance at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You just over here breaking your back, and then the nigga's like, he just ghosted you.
Seriously.
He probably jerks off to that footage.
He's like, man, I got this video of me beating up a nigga on the roof. I beat this nigga's ass on the roof. He's probably showing girls. He's just like, yeah, I got in a little fight and one of my boys filmed it. He's getting pussy off the fact that he's beating my ass on the roof. That's all it was.
You know what? If that was the real motive, that's the funniest nigga on the planet.
Yeah, that's a long time.
To spend a little bit of money paying you to beat you up on a roof.
He's like, so nigga, I need you to make me look good. And that's what the movie making him look good, because that nigga was trash too.
Oh,
he was such trash.
Speaking of trash, sorry. Their plan.
Oh yeah.
Well, I had no idea. I was like, everything about this plan. Abby Cornish is right. She's like, this is good. We're gonna all get killed. I'm like, absolutely. You are fucking idiots.
Well, it's not even the plan. It's also the fact, the execution of the plan, and also the concealment of the plan. Why is the plan the items that you need still written on the board? Like what? And then they're crossing it off. It's like, erase it. And it's clear as day.
We have chalk but no eraser.
Yeah, that's nuts. And you got two chicks that just get straight up murdered. in the room. So in her mind, I'm like, what happened in her real world, or fake world, as you surmise, when those girls got capped off?
Yeah, because like you went from like a Moulin Rouge kind of dressing room. What is the real world equivalent of that? It's just like a nigga's locker room. Like, you know what I mean? Like with dripping walls and condensation. Like, what situation did he go bang bang? And also, Vanessa Hudgens' character was mad stupid. Like, she didn't know that woman was gonna rat her out. She works there for a reason.
Well, not even that.
No, but Vanessa Hudgens was the rat. She was.
But she had them out to Carla Guino.
No. But Carla was just like, hey, you can talk to me. She's like, okay, can you keep a secret? And then Oscar Isaac walks in. Change up the secret. It's that simple. Change up the fucking secret.
Oh yeah, he did pop up next to them. Yeah.
Yeah,
like, all
but
she had
that
to do
was
be like,
part of the manipulation and the control that men have over young girls.
Yeah, that's wild.
I did laugh really hard though when they got the match, the lighter from that one dude, and they get into the dressing room. They're all cheering. Like, yeah, they're all like cheering and stuff. And he's like, he pops up. He's like, "Well, we celebrated."
His monologues were amazing.
They were fucking nuts.
You know what? To be totally honest, and I'm gonna tell you something how menacing Oscar Isaac was in some of these cuts. He sounded like my dad when I knew I was gonna get an ass whooping. That's what it sounded like. He come walking in. He's just like, huh. So you like getting an ass whooping now, don't you? I'm just like, no. That's what it felt like. I was like, oh, here he comes. Straight button up, niggas. The sheriff's in town.
Yeah, every time he walked, well, I would say that his tantrums actually for a second made me think, oh, he might have been a good Kylo Ren instead of Adam Driver. But I can see them both audition for that role, and then they end up saying, hey, we have this other Harrison Ford kind of character. Because
wait, hold on. Are you saying Kylo Ren is a Harrison Ford type of character?
No. Remember, like, so they're both.
They're both
he
played out the character. Yeah. Okay.
Because I was just like, oh yeah, he could be a over the top villain. I mean,
even though he looked like fucking Gomez Adams, and
that's what Simba said earlier.
Yeah, he looked like Prince in Under the Cherry Moon.
He did look crazy. Like he looked like all he had to do was put some purple on him. He looked like Darkwing Duck. Absolutely
wild.
This nigga was, and then he was singing and dancing and shit. It was like Oscar Isaac really likes dancing in movies because y'all saw what was the Cyber Ex Machina when he does the little dance, and I was just like, oh, this nigga just wants to dance. He's like Billy Elliot.
He's a Broadway kid.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this movie had a budget of $82 million and grossed $89.8 million.
I mean, at least it made some profit.
I gave it at least $100.
Mm-hmm.
You spent $100 watching this movie every time?
I watched this movie about 3-4 times in the theater.
In the theater, man, you must have been horny as fuck. You must have been beating your dick raw.
I told you. I said there's two movies that everyone hates, but I love, and it's this movie and Spring Breakers, and it's like the same type of idea. I was in my early 20s when these movies came out, and we were just like, yes.
I was too. Spring Breakers was the first one where I was like, Selena Gomez might be bad, and then she got thicker over time, and I was like, oh yeah, I was right.
Okay.
Anyways, so there's a few people that were considered for the cast that ultimately didn't come to fruition. Amanda Seyfried was initially going to be cast as Baby Doll, but dropped out before Emily Browning was selected. Evan Rachel Wood was the first choice for Rocket, but dropped out due to scheduling conflict. So that role went to Jenna Malone. And Angelina Jolie was considered for the role of Dr. Bergorsky. I'm sure she was considered, but she definitely was like, if she had gotten that script, she would have been like, tell this nigga Zach never to email me again.
Yeah, well, I mean, Emma Stone was supposed to be in this film as well.
Emma Stone and Fredo Pinto were considered for the role of Amber, which was the Jamie Chung, which is such a drop off of like quality. No offense to Jamie Chung, but she's a reality TV star from the real world going against Fredo Pinto, who at this point had been in Slumdog Millionaire, and Emma Stone, who at least made her mark on like Easy A and stuff. That's a weird counter. So clearly they went for the cheaper option.
I feel like Frida Pinto,
she could have been good.
No, I think she would have been good, but I feel like
pretty though.
It would have gave it more of like a Sin City vibe. I don't know why, because like when I see her in the in these roles, especially when they're in the war times, all I see is like Sin City. I don't know why. It's just I know it's a different style of film, but those war scenes, the way they played them, it wasn't Sin City, but it was just like that's what I would have got with a little bit more pigment in some of those scenes.
Abuse you. I don't know, man. That song's haunting.
The song is
And-
the movie is essentially a indie film because were these people really popping at this time? Because like everybody in the
Emily
movie
Browning
seems like
was.
really mid actors for such a movie that's supposed to be so huge.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because this is like Emily Browning was like,
Yeah,
I mean,
who
her
the fuck-
career,
yeah, you know,
her career crashed after this. Abby Cornish is probably the most famous, I would say, at the time, but that's mostly because of the whole Ryan Phillippe. Because there was always a rumor that they had an affair, and that's one of the things that broke him and Reese Witherspoon up because they did that Stop Loss movie or whatever. JB Chung, like I said, had just done The Real World, so she wasn't popping. Oscar Isaac wasn't a known person actor.
Yeah.
John Hamm.
Vanessa was probably John Hamm and Vanessa Hudgens maybe.
Yeah, but John Hamm is essentially a cameo in this. He's like a glorified
Right.
cameo, so it's not gonna get top billing or anything.
No, but they come on now. You know they build them.
I don't remember hearing that John Hamm was going to be in this until I saw it. I was like, oh, John Hamm's in this.
I wish you would have saw that scene. It gives
I'm okay.
a lot more just.
I don't need more of this.
I need John Hamm. I need more John Hamm in my. That's all I'm saying.
That's what most women say in their aloud when they see him on screen, but I don't get it. I mean, he's a tall dude and got the hair, but Don Draper always thought was the dick.
John Hamm was in what was it, Baby Driver, or kind of similar.
Yeah, Baby Driver he wasn't bad.
Yeah,
but again, he looked like he had to take a shit. That's why he was drinking so much coffee in that movie. Anyways, Justin, break down our rating system, baby. Oh wait, we did get some Patriot thoughts. Oh shit, hold the phone,
baby.
Remember, folks, if you sign up for Patreon at patreon.com/mediumpopcorn, you get your thoughts and reviews of future movies read on those episodes. So for today, we had Sean T, who wrote Pure Ass, ... Jeffrey McKinney wrote Enjoyable, even if you don't expect anything. I pretty much zone out anytime there's talking. Damn. All right.
Okay.
Curtis.
So
Boyd,
he's there for the stroke job as well.
He's there for the stroke job with the dragons and all kinds of shit. Curtis Boyd wrote, I was expecting nothing really before watching this, and nothing is really what I got out of this. The acting could be deemed unnecessary. The action scenes were okay, but forgettable. Maybe I should have switched it on, watched it while I was drunk. And then Nicole Gusherching, apologies, Nicole, for butchering your name. I've seen this movie 2 times. First at the movie theater when it came out, and I loved it. Second last year, I couldn't finish it. I was sad that this movie was so damn bad. LOL.
So damn long. It's really long.
I mean, yeah, and Simba's telling us there's an extended cut.
Minutes.
Why would we? Yeah, but that's an hour and 50 minutes. We could have spent making tuna sandwiches or walking on a beach, rubbing our feet and shit. Like, we didn't need to do this to ourselves. This movie was a lobotomy.
Nigga, you rub your feet for 15 minutes? You just sitting there just rubbing your own feet?
Wait, did I ever tell you?
Old ass nigga.
Did I ever tell you talk about this on the show about how I tried to get a 60-minute foot massage and I ended up going accidentally to like a rub and tug?
What?
In a story, I really would, but I have plantar fasciitis. And I did
Yeah, I do too. Go ahead.
I have plantar fasciitis, right? But I didn't know what it was at the point. And so my feet are just really hurting. And so my wife and I went to brunch and we were on 30th Ave in Astoria. And I saw a massage place above a bar. And I was like, oh man, we'll go in there and get a 60-minute massage. And my wife was like, what? And then she was like, all right, I guess I'll like hang out down here and like have an hour mimosa. So I go upstairs and it's like all these Asian women, but no one claims that they don't speak English. And I'm like, I just want a 60-minute foot massage. Now, mind you, I didn't know that that's weird, that people don't just get an hour massage on one specific part of your body. I didn't know.
No. They'll massage a specific part of your body.
But that's for my feet. They were like, what? They're like, I was like 60 minutes on my feet. And they just stayed
like, oh, this is a freaky nigga here.
So they just all kept staring at me until Tatiana, like, I guess she had intuition, like, I should say my husband. And she popped up. She's like, no, he just wants, she explains to them what I want. But they were like, yeah, no one ever asked for 60 minutes just on their feet.
Yeah.
But that's weird.
Wait, so how did you know that it was actually a rub and tug.
Oh, because of the
Because he pulled his dick
ambiance,
out.
the ambiance, and just the vibe. It just was that like real because my feet hurt so bad I wasn't taking in my surroundings. And then Tati was like, "You know what the fuck this is?" The massage was terrible. Yeah, it was bad.
Wait, so you went through getting a massage?
Yeah, Tati got one with me too.
But did they get to your feet?
Yo, they just did my feet for an hour, but it was terrible. And they did her body massage, but then it was mad lazy. So that's why it's like, oh, this is clearly a rub and tug. All they do is jerk you off.
Okay. And where is this?
Anyways, Justin, break down our rating system, baby.
So call me baby. So you know how we do it. We rate movies bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the exceptional. If a film doesn't deserve any popcorn, we throw it into the dog shit pile. We pile piles and piles of dog shit on top of it. So Simba, we sat down and watched Sucker Punch, a 2011 film starring Emily Browning, Abby Cornish, Jenna Malone, Vanessa Hudgenson, Jamie Chung, Carla,
Carla Guino.
Carla Guino, Oscar
Carla
Isaac,
Guino.
okay, John Hamm, and Scott Glenn. Simba, what say you, sir?
I'm giving this dog shit.
Oh,
What?
Oh, you knew, you son of a bitch.
Wait, what the
And
No,
you were defending it.
It's that was the sucker punch. I'm definitely giving it extra large.
Oh God.
Yeah, take
This
that.
is why
fuckers.
this is why we don't do fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Double, triple XL. What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Why? No, you gotta explain.
I've told you why.
No. No,
It
you
was-
have this crazy theory.
Listen. This man has beat extensive meat to this movie. That's why he's giving it that XL.
I
He
know
is probably
every crevice
Pee Wee
of this
Hermaning
movie.
in this movie theater with a bunch of other horny men. So let him live. Let him live.
Okay.
Good on you, sir.
You're
you don't
right.
need to explain anymore
You're
because
right.
we got your explanation all throughout this entire episode.
You're right.
We know what you're about. You disgusting, dirty man.
Well, I'm giving this 85 pounds of dog shit. This is
Mhm.
terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody
Visually,
hates
it's
the
kind of
movie.
cool.
Crazy.
Visually, it's kind of cool. And Vanessa Hudgens looks bad as fuck. Same with Jamie Chung. But I just like this is so unnecessary. And when you think about the deeper levels, you almost wonder if like the actresses got, I don't know, it could have also been the editing. Like maybe they thought they were making this like very like feminist forward movie, and then the editing and the studio notes, it just got butchered up and became more sensationalized around the action and shit like that. But I was just like, this didn't please anybody. So I don't know why they did it. And I understand why some of these actresses were like, I'm never going to act in this town again. I get it. If I'm deadlifting 211 pounds and niggas are laughing at me in the street,
Look at him lifting all that weight for some bullshit like this. look at him lifting all that weight for Simba's erection. Look at it. Look at him.
It's the Brie Larson theory for me. It's like they hated Brie Larson, so automatically her character sucks.
I feel you though. I feel you.
Yep.
I'm still gonna give it 109 pounds of dog shit though. But like I definitely feel why you said that.
Why?
Yeah, it's we are men watching a movie about women superheroes essentially.
Yeah, that's
Fanboys
cool.
aren't going to respect or like that.
I don't
and that's
understand, man. We all came from women.
Yeah.
How is there so much hatred towards women? I don't understand.
Yeah, well, stop giving it dog shit. Maybe
No, because this movie is dog.
No. This is not a good movie. But I think the fact is the real problem is, especially at this
Tell us
time,
what the problem is, brother.
is they were just writing a lot of films starring women that were like this. They were they didn't really give them real depth in the film, or they didn't exhibit that in the right way. So it comes across as, hey, we got a bunch of girls, you can see some tits and ass in this, and you can get your rocks off this. There's pretty girls in this. Yeah. This is why you're watching. And I think, and part of that is because that became such the big thing, especially in the 80s, that every movie had to have some titties in it. You had to see some nipple, or it wasn't worth it. And it went so far to the point where they're like, all right, we're gonna put women in lead roles, and they're gonna do their thing. It's just like, we can't do the titties thing anymore, but we're going to give you close enough where you can still get your rocks off, but that's at the expense of an actual story, or a more fleshed out story. And I think that was the issue. I think things have gotten a lot better since that time, but there's obviously a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the studio's like, we want Amanda Seyfried in the lead, because they want to do that slow motion bounce. And then, but he's like, the actor that I want is Emily Browning, which was still bad judgment all around. So,
yeah, it was. I think a lot of it had to do with the studio, because Snyder even said it was like it was the first time he had to do a real heavy restructuring of the movie to make it into a popcorn fest. And then it was promoted with just super sexy women shooting guns. And then you get a lobotomy in the first 5 minutes. Everybody's like, "What the fuck?" And then, like I said, when I read that quote, it was like, that's the sum of the movie. It's like, we're trying to be sexy, we're trying to appeal to these fanboy nerds, but I'm just making this super depressing ass movie.
Yeah, well, that's a super depressing ass way to wrap this up. But Simba, please tell the people how they can follow you if you wish for them to do so.
Yeah, I did a podcast. I do a podcast, a couple of different podcasts, but one is The Diagnosis. It's a mental health podcast where I interview people in the neighborhood doing good things. And my other one is My Dark Evil Side, which is Hated Here with two of my friends. My lady friends, we shit talk for an hour. But yeah, you can follow me on Instagram or Spotify, Best Med Pod, BESTMEDPOD. You can just Google that and you'll find me.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your patronage. And folks, you can follow me at Frodo_Blackens.
You sure?
On Instagram and Threads. I took the name back, FrodoBlackens.com, from a show date. I got some stuff coming up. And you can follow the show at Medium P Podcast on all the social media platforms. Be sure to go youtube.com/Medium P Podcast. It's push that subscribe button so you get alerted about all future reviews where you can see our ugly mugs. So Justin, how can people follow you as well as support the show financially?
Guys, you can follow me at JBrownDidit on all the socials, but you can support this show at patreon.com/medium popcorn. We have $2, $5, $10, and $15 packages. Patreon is where it's at. Our backlogs go on the Patreon, much like Simba's favorite episode, last holiday, the up and quit my job. Things of that nature. We got bonus episodes. We have our mini episodes all in there. There's so much love on Patreon, and you guys should be a part of it. And that, again, is patreon.com/medium popcorn. But also leave us a voice message. Tell us how much you love or hate us, or love or hate this movie at 347-508-0978.
Chitty bang bang.
Can I apologize real quick?
Go on.
I just want to apologize. Can y'all let Idris know that I no longer want to fight him? I know he was really afraid of me, but yeah, I just don't want him to feel sad.
I'll make sure he gets the note with his next package of peanuts and shit.
Well, you know what? I don't think.
Really
I don't know if peanuts, Jesus Christ, if Idris is really afraid of you, because the name like Simba, he fought a lion in a recent movie. I think he's probably gotten over it.
That lion fucked him up. Yeah.
No, but I think he's gotten over his fear. I think that's why he did that movie.
I don't know.
It was for me. He was snubbing me the whole time.
Yep. He was just like, I gotta get over this.
All right.
Thank you,
Simba, thank you so much, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
Peace.